that this is a marathon and it's not easy and it's complicated due to its size, the public-private partnership. I'd say this is a significant hurdle to get by. We were always confident we'd work it out one way or another. It's a significant hurdle to get by, and we're very excited. And when we shook hands with the mayor on Friday afternoon, we're excited to move forward. So I think it's a big step. Yeah, I think we've said consistently that this is a.
So as y'all can see, Jimmy Haslam is all smiles. He got his quarterback of the future. He pretty much created a storyline of a lifetime, bro. The storyline that he has created with Shadur Sanders is by far awesome. I just got to keep it real. You don't look like Browns owner Jimmy Haslam had some things to say for this one. Like the plan is definitely going as scheduled. That is us and Shadur Sanders for the 2025 season, man. Jimmy Haslam looked like he might have secured his bill with the city for this new stadium, and he's doing interviews and he's talking, bro. But more importantly, we're seeing a shift change in the roster. We seen Joe Flacco leave. We seeing Kevin Stefanski looking like a deer in headlights. I believe Jimmy Haslam is about to put his foot down because he needs to pay for that new stadium.
Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam just dropped a bomb that's got the entire NFL losing its mind. Explosive secrets and jaw-dropping revelations about Shadur Sanders are spilling everywhere like a busted fire hydrant. Was he benched on purpose, sabotaged from the inside, or are we watching some kind of wild Browns conspiracy unfold right under our noses? Whatever's going on, what Haslam just said has football fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Cleveland and about Shedeur himself. Haslam didn't just stir the pot, he flipped the whole damn kitchen table. He's talking about that Shadur Sanders, the quarterback everyone's been whispering about in locker rooms, press boxes, and group chats. Suddenly, this season in Cleveland isn't about football anymore. It's about egos, power plays, and backroom secrets blowing up like fireworks. This isn't just a team in turmoil. It's a full-blown soap opera dressed in shoulder pads. The Browns are out here trying to rise, but they keep tripping over their own headlines. Shedeur, Shedeur, Shedeur. His name's echoing through every corner of the league. And now fans everywhere are asking the same thing. What in the world is really happening in Cleveland? Everyone swore Shadur Sanders was the chosen one, the savior who'd finally drag Cleveland out of decades of heartbreak and straight into the spotlight. But if you thought that road to glory was gonna be clean and simple, oh, you sweet dreamer, buckle up. You've got no clue what kind of storm's about to tear through this franchise. This isn't football anymore. It's a full-blown thriller with shoulder pads and broken promises flying everywhere. Joe Flacco, gone like yesterday's leftovers, tossed out before the microwave even cooled down. And Kevin Stefanski, the man looks more lost than a GPS in a tunnel, pacing the sidelines like he just realized the map doesn't even have Cleveland on it. The man's coaching like he's searching for Wi-Fi and finding nothing but static. Meanwhile, Jimmy Haslam standing there with that grin, the kind of man wears when he's holding secrets nobody else can decode. And here's the wildest twist. This chaos, it's not an accident. Nope, Haslam's calling it a master plan. That's right, pure disorder is strategy. Welcome to the 2025 Browns, where the game plan's written in smoke and mirrors, and the only rule is expect the unexpected. And right in the middle of it all, Shadur Sanders, the man, the myth, the walking viral clip, a Jackson State icon, a Colorado miracle, and now Cleveland's self-proclaimed chosen one. At least that's what he should be, the star leading Cleveland into battle. But instead, Shadur stuck on the bench like some forgotten side character in a video game nobody even downloaded. It's not about his talent, everyone knows the man can ball. The real mystery is why the Browns front office thinks keeping him sidelined is some kind of genius master plan. Spoiler alert, this whole mess has Jimmy Haslam's fingerprint stamped all over it. Picture this, Haslam, up in his skyscraper office, city skyline glowing behind him, swirling a drink like some big screen villain with a plan. You can practically hear him thinking, how do I make the Browns must-watch TV? How do I turn Shedeur into a national obsession? And while I'm at it, how do I get that shiny new stadium approved without fans realizing I'm driving them completely insane? This ain't football anymore. It's a straight-up chess game of madness, and Haslam's sitting there moving pieces with a grin like he already knows how it ends. Then boom, the light bulb moment. Bench Shadur Sanders. Not quietly, but loud enough to shake the entire league. One press conference later, and Cleveland's drowning in drama. Every sports show, every podcast, every timeline blowing up like it's the 4th of July. Jimmy Haslam isn't just a team owner anymore, He's a full-blown content machine in a designer suit. The Browns aren't a football team right now. They're a live soap opera with shoulder pads and a scoreboard. Move on? Forget it. Cleveland's addicted to the drama, and Haslam knows exactly how to keep the cameras rolling. He drafted a phenom, a college legend, a born winner, a walking highlight reel named Shadur Sanders. Everyone already knows the kid's got game, but raw talent alone doesn't pack stadiums or melt the internet. You need tension, you need mystery, you need that slow burn chaos that has fans foaming at the mouth, refreshing their feeds, begging for answers. And what does Haslam do? He sits Shedeur on the bench week after week, maybe even months. Let the rumors spiral, let the fans lose their minds, let the headlines do the marketing for him. Then one day, boom! Shedeur finally steps onto the turf, and the whole city erupts. The crowd's roaring, social media's exploding, the ratings are skyrocketing. It's chaos, but it's calculated chaos. And in the middle of it, Kevin Stefanski's on the sideline, clutching that old playbook like it's some ancient football scripture from a lost civilization. He's still calling safe plays.
About this. And guess who's the biggest name in all of the NFL? Shadur Sanders. Could this be the reason why they pretty much drafted Shadur Sanders? Could this be the reason why he benched him originally? Could this all been a ploy and a conspiracy by Jimmy Haslam to pretty much raise the stock of Shadur Sanders? See, we already know Shedeur was big coming out of college, but what sells more than anything? And I know all about drama getting clicks, bro.
And kicking field goals like it's 1999 while the whole game's evolved around him. But the real game, it's happening way above the field. Haslam's not just calling plays, he's pulling strings. He's playing 3D chess with blueprints, steel beams, and taxpayer dollars. We're talking about a public-private monster deal here, the kind that needs serious traction just to stay alive. And let's be real, the Browns alone don't have that kind of pull. But guess who does? The golden ticket himself, the man with the viral name, the superstar shine, and the power to make an entire city move like it's under a spell. You already know who it is, Shadur Sanders. The name, the drama, the hype, the chaos. Every single bit of it is part of $1 billion show, a perfectly crafted money machine dressed up as a football season. Haslam's blueprint, simple. Bench Shedeur just long enough to drive fans absolutely insane. Let the rumors catch fire, let social media turn into a circus, and then drop him back in the game when the pressure's peaking and the lights are brightest. The result, stadium deal approved, TV ratings exploding, merch sales through the roof, Shadur stock maxed out like a Madden player with every cheat code unlocked. Cleveland's gone from Heartbreak City to Headline Central overnight, and it's all part of the plan. But don't blink, because the Joe Flacco bombshell just took it up another notch. It's pure chaos, wrapped in confusion and tied with a big shiny bow of controversy. And get this, word is, Andrew Berry made the call himself. That's right, the Browns front office just dropped a bomb so wild that even the great Mike Tomlin looked like he was tiptoeing through a minefield trying to talk about it. You could see it all over his face. The man knew something smelled way off. This isn't questionable coaching anymore. This is controlled chaos. Cleveland's trapped in a loop of drama so thick it might as well be scripted. But maybe that's the plan. Because when Shedeur finally hits that field, it's not just gonna be a comeback, it's gonna be a cinematic event. The shift will be massive. The kind of movie moment that makes fans scream, cry, or flat out faint in the stands. Twitter, it'll melt down in real time. ESPN, exploding with hot takes before the first snap. And somewhere in the luxury suite, Jimmy Haslam will be sitting back, smirking like a puppet master who just pulled off the perfect show. That's the hidden genius. This isn't football anymore, it's narrative engineering. It's entertainment wearing shoulder pads. Bench Shedeur to spark chaos. Let the fans go crazy, then bring him back like a superhero returning from exile. Meanwhile, poor backups like Dillon Gabriel are just being tossed into the fire, playing roles they never signed up for. Some of these players might look like saviors, others might end up as tragedies, but no matter what, the drama never stops. The Browns keep trending, the headlines keep spinning, and Kevin Stefanski looks like a cautious chess player caught in a hurricane he never saw coming. He's pacing that sideline, clutching his playbook like it's a survival guide, trying to stay calm while the whole franchise burns down around him. Meanwhile, Joe Flacco's saga has turned into a brutal reminder of how cold this business really is. One day, you're the veteran voice holding the locker room together. The next, you're traded mid-season, watching your old squad unravel live on national TV. That's not strategy, that's heartbreak with a press release. And right in the eye of this storm sits Jimmy Haslam, the architect, the villain, and the accidental hero all rolled into one. Watching Stefanski try to process Shadur Sanders' rise is straight up theater, comedy and tragedy mashed into one wild scene. It's like watching a man who thought he was building a library walk face first into a circus tent. The shock, the confusion, the disbelief, it's written all over his face because deep down, he knows what's coming. Shedur's takeover isn't just expected, it's earth-shaking. Every throw, every headline, every viral clip is pushing him closer to legend status. And through it all, Haslam's grinning like a man who's already cashed the check. In Cleveland, when Jimmy smiles, it's never relief, it's victory. The stadium deal's crawling forward. Shedur's fame is blowing up like wildfire, and fans are hooked. Shadur Sanders is the headline, the headline, the headline. He's not just a quarterback, he's a movement, a walking viral moment, a human plot twist for an entire franchise. The NFL can pretend all it wants that this is still about playbooks and passing yards, but Jimmy Haslam knows better. This league runs on stories, the kind that grab you by the collar and don't let go until you're glued to the screen. It's downright diabolical. Haslam benches Shedeur just long enough for fans to lose their minds, for analysts to start spinning wild theories, and for Twitter to erupt like a live volcano. Then, right when everyone's ready to riot, he unleashes him under the brightest lights possible. That's not football strategy anymore, that's show business in cleats. And when Shedeur hits that turf again, it's not just a return, it's a revolution. Suddenly he's not playing the game, he's rewriting the culture. The stadium's shaking, ticket sales are skyrocketing, and Jimmy Haslam's in his corner office grinning like a man who just figured out how to print money legally. What looks like chaos from the stands is actually a masterclass in manipulation, a financial symphony disguised as a sports saga. Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski's over there doing his best to keep the ship steady, calling it safe, tiptoeing through game plans like he's afraid of setting off fireworks. He's managing risk like it's contagious, but here's the twist. Every safe move he makes just cranks the tension higher, because everyone knows what's coming. Shedur's inevitable explosion. Fans aren't just seeing a quarterback anymore. They're watching a
Problem is, Shady, like, if you're truly the Browns, how do you play it? You can't move off of Dillon Gabriel for being mediocre. You can only move off of him for being bad. You know, you move off of rookie quarterbacks for being bad, not mediocre.
But if he's bad, right, they're still giving him grace because you're a rookie.
Yeah.
The number one pick you just said is not playing well, right? Why the rookies just get benched when they playing bad?
Correct.
It don't happen like that.
The only thing is he has to play awful, right? We saw Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush got 2.5 quarters. Snoop Huntley went in for the
Phoenix rise straight out of the ashes of Cleveland's cautious past. Every snap, every whisper, every headline is part of a calculated masterpiece. The timing, the hype, the non-stop speculation, it's all feeding the legend that keeps getting louder by the day. Every word Jimmy Haslam mutters turns into a headline. Every press conference feels like a movie trailer, and the whole city's waiting for the premiere. The biggest question burning across every sports show and group chat is Shadur Sanders finally about to take over? This isn't just football now. This is entertainment history in the making. Cleveland has somehow turned into the epicenter of the NFL's wildest drama. You can practically fill a whole month of TV just with people reacting to other people reacting to Shedeur. It's pure meta chaos, beautiful, controlled madness wrapped in orange and brown, and here's where it gets genius. Haslam times all of this perfectly with the stadium approval push, because nothing screams invest in Cleveland football like turning your star quarterback into a global talking point. Shedur's underrated and overhyped at the same time. And that paradox is pure gold. Fans are storming ticket sites, jerseys are vanishing off shelves, and even city officials are smiling because somehow all this chaos turned into cold, hard cash. Now that massive public-private stadium deal suddenly feels unstoppable. Every road in Cleveland leads back to one name, Shadur Sanders. And those roads, they're paved with controversy, chaos, and a sprinkle of genius-level trolling. Joe Flacco's shocking midseason trade is still hanging in the air like smoke after an explosion, and nobody can ignore it. Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski's ultra-safe, play-it-by-the-book coaching only makes Shadur Sanders' inevitable breakout look even more like a Hollywood movie waiting for its big premiere. The contrast is unreal. One man terrified of risk, the other born to light up the field like it's his personal stage. So what's the real takeaway here? The Browns' 2025 season isn't just football, it's theater, it's high-stakes strategy, financial chess, social media gold, and reality show chaos all rolled into one explosive storyline. And right at the center center of it all stands Shadur Sanders, not just part of the plan. He is the plan, the catalyst, the crown jewel, the headline act in a saga that feels less like sports and more like something scripted by a genius or maybe a madman who loves watching the world burn in 4K. The formula's wild but brilliant. Bench him, let the outrage build, feed the media frenzy, then unleash him on the field when the timing's perfect. That's not mismanagement, that's art. That's Cleveland's 2025 playbook. Sarcastic, strategic, and absolutely unhinged in the most entertaining way possible. While the rest of the NFL scrambles to make sense of the madness, Browns fans will be sitting back, laughing through the chaos, and watching history write itself in real time. People are going to be arguing and reliving this season for years. The Browns didn't just play football, they turned it into a masterclass in manipulation and mayhem. Shadur Sanders isn't just the quarterback of the future, he is the future, the face of a franchise, the secret engine behind a billion-dollar stadium deal, and the unintentional star of the wildest sports drama the NFL's ever witnessed. He's that rare player who can make a 4-yard pass look like a Hollywood trailer moment. Every dropback feels cinematic. Every sideline shot instantly meme-worthy. Cleveland isn't just playing football this year. They're hosting the most unpredictable reality show in sports history, and every episode's crazier than the last. This season isn't strategy, it's spectacle. It's chaos so perfectly choreographed it borders on art. Every play, every headline, every awkward press conference folds into one wild masterpiece of confusion, control, and pure entertainment. And standing right at the center of that storm is Shadur Sanders, benched not for failure, but for history. He's the hero biding his time, waiting for that perfect moment to step onto the field and flip the entire city's story upside down. He's not just fighting for wins, he's fueling an empire. He's helping fund a stadium, electrify a fan base, and turn Cleveland into must-watch TV every single week. He's giving fans faith, chaos, and goosebumps all at the same time. And that
he used to be then, okay? But still in all, he still belongs on an NFL roster because he brings a lot to the table in terms of helping youngsters on the come-up. So I don't know why they don't have him at the QB3 and Shedeur at the QB2. I think that's trying to send a wrong message to a lot of folks. Maybe they don't want folks clamoring for Shedeur prematurely or whatever. But in the end, the bottom line is this. I think it's clear, unless Dillon Gabriel just plays lights out and Cleveland is challenging for a postseason berth, which I don't see happening with that offense, which is ranked 31st and second to last in the league and 30th, and they're running.
Right there is the secret sauce, the formula that turns a game into theater, a quarterback into a legend, and a city's obsession into a legacy. Jimmy Haslam didn't just make a statement, he dropped a truth bomb that shook the entire NFL. Whether fans like it or not, Shadur Sanders isn't just playing football anymore, he's starring in it. Cleveland didn't just join the conversation, it became the center of the NFL universe overnight. And here's the kicker, nobody's brave enough to say it out loud. Shadur Sanders isn't just a quarterback, he's a walking PR machine in shoulder pads. Every time he jogs onto the field, it's like a movie premiere. Cameras flash like lightning, the crowd loses its mind, social media explodes, and analysts start scrambling for numbers big enough to match the hype. If this were a marketing class, the Cleveland Browns would be the case study every business school dreams of, and Shedeur would be the headline chapter. And that timing, absolutely diabolical. Mid-season chaos, injuries piling up, playoff chatter heating like wildfire, and right in the middle of it, Jimmy Haslam's pulling strings like a showrunner. While the rest of the league's focused on X's and O's, Haslam's playing a totally different game, one built on headlines, tension, suspense, and non-stop engagement. He's not chasing touchdowns, he's chasing attention, turning football into box office gold. Every snap equals clicks, every rumor equals revenue, and every second Shedeur sits on that bench sells another ticket before kickoff. It's wild, it's brilliant, it's calculated madness, because Shadur Sanders has gone beyond the playbook. He's not just an athlete anymore, he's a symbol. Nobody saw it coming, but now everyone's talking about it. The Browns roster looks less like a football team and more like a live-action soap opera gone off the rails. Dillon Gabriel's out there trying to play the accidental hero. Stefanski's clutching that playbook like a toddler hanging onto a blanket. And Joe Flacco's ghost still haunting the franchise like a chapter Cleveland can't delete no matter how hard they try. The locker room's buzzing with tension, the city's split right down the middle, and the media's running on fumes trying to keep up with this madness. And through it all, Shadur Sanders stays silent, laser-focused, and dangerously calm. He's sitting back, studying, waiting for his moment to flip the whole narrative, one precision throw at a time. To the outside world, the Browns look like a mess. But to Jimmy Haslam, it's a masterpiece of chaos. Bench your star, let the storm brew, and when the timing's perfect, Boom! Detonate the legend. It's risky, it's insane, but somehow it's working. Inside that locker room, everyone feels it. The fans feel it. The whole league's watching with popcorn in hand like they're binge watching a drama instead of a football season. This isn't just about Shadur Sanders anymore. It's about the Browns' identity. Are they a team built on performance or a franchise addicted to hesitation? Because right now, every cautious play call, every delayed decision, every moment of second guessing is turning Cleveland football into a national spectacle. You can feel the pressure building from miles away, players whispering behind closed doors, coaches dodging questions, and reporters circling like vultures sensing blood in the air. And deep down, they all know the truth. This story only ends one of two ways. Either Shadur Sanders rises up and saves the city, or the Browns implode trying to keep him chained to the sideline. If Cleveland keeps dragging its feet, they won't just lose games, they'll lose faith. The fans feel it in their bones, the players whisper it in the locker room, and even the NFL knows it. When a franchise hesitates this long to embrace its future, someone else eventually will. Cleveland's running out of time, and Shadur Sanders, he's running out of patience. The question isn't if he'll get his shot, it's where and when. Because when that moment finally comes, whether it's in Cleveland or somewhere new, every ounce of this chaos, every headline, every rumor will suddenly make perfect sense. Maybe it's time for the Browns to stop overthinking and start believing, because the truth's been staring them in the face all along. A young star ready to lead, a locker room desperate for direction, and a city starving for something real to believe in. When that moment hits, when Shedeur finally steps back under those lights, remember this: Shadur Sanders didn't just wait for his chance. He earned it every single day. Every rep, every doubt he turned into motivation. He's not the future anymore. He is the moment. So if you made it this far, hit that like, subscribe, and share button, because this story's just getting crazier, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next.